Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you all had a fantastic weekend and woke up this morning smiling. Um, or if you weren't in the market, I'm sure you're feeling quite confused as to what's happened. Let's before I get into the technical analysis part, I just want to touch base on the fundamentals. And ultimately, what's happened a couple of weeks back, I made mention of the bank that actually backs Tether um, had 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 filed for bankruptcy. I forget, to be honest with you, the name of the bank, but nonetheless, Tether is of course a stable coin, and for those that don't know what that means, basically one tether is backed by $1. In other words, for X amount of tether that had been printed by Tether, there needed to be X amount of dollars backing those tethers. Now, obviously, if the bank went or filed for bankruptcy, it means that there is no backing for those tethers. And hypothetically, let's say, for instance, you wanted to cash out your tether, and you were on, let's say, Binance, for instance, and for some other reason they could not pay you out, or let's say, for instance, the tether dropped down to 50 cents, so half its value, then the dollar would have had to support you and pay you out the $1 that you were then backed by. So Tether would then have had to go into their vault and then do an actual transfer of dollars for the amount of tethers that you had. Of course, this whole thing's imploded. And in essence, it's not really backed by anything anymore, according to the media and according to what we understand with regard to this whole scandal. So that's the fundamental part. So obviously, a lot of people have been pulling their money out of Tether and climbing back into the market with whatever options they can. Hence, the entire market is just running wild this morning. And ultimately, a lot of people that are on exchanges that allow them to buy back into fiat, surely most of them would have done that. Obviously, now looking at TA is a different perspective altogether, and I just want to share my screen with you. If you give me a second. Yeah, it's this one. Let's look over here. Okay. So that's the 4 hour. Let me just pull back to the daily. Let's do this. I actually want to show you the monthly first before doing that. Give me a sec, guys. Okay. So from a TA perspective, we understand good and well that over the last few months, 9 months, 10 months, as I've been pointing out, the price had been trading within this wedge triangle. This is obviously not the right formation because we're looking at the monthly. Once I move over to the daily, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But ultimately, you can see that the price has broken out of this point that we were all waiting for. Now, I know a lot of us were waiting for that 6150 level, that 58 level to come back down, as that was the bottom of the channel. That being said, we did hit an important 78.6 Fibonacci level last week. Henceforth, we had that run, and I still made mention, if I move over to the daily chart now, I still made mention last week, Friday, that it looked like there was going to be a run based on a simple V-shaped formation. That had happened at this point over here. That's when I started calling a V-shape. And of course, nobody could have anticipated this huge spike out, that we saw, but definitely a run up back towards this downtrend line. And that was our first sort of sell target. Now, a lot of us would have made our orders or set our orders at this point here based on the previous information that we had. The main thing now is, are we in a reversal? Was this manipulation, or is this a retracement? For me, taking into consideration the first point, okay, we've officially broken the first or the last high, which was sitting at around 6768. So this level here was smashed right through. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is this downtrend line that everyone, or that we were waiting for that breakout. We were looking at this point here or this point over here. Nonetheless, it seems to have happened slightly before. Now, this downtrend line has been broken, which is a very, very positive sign. So we have two signals, in that being the first or the last high had been broken, the downtrend line had been broken, and the previous high from the 6.8 sitting at 7.4 was also broken, which is a very, very strong confirmation. Now, we may be well below that wick, but we cannot discount this. We have to take this into consideration to understand that we have broken a previous high. It's very, very important to note that. So while we're currently sitting below the candle's high, I still believe that there's a little bit of room, to obviously run between here and this point over here. This is obviously now acting as support. The $6,800 level is acting as support. If the $6,800 level does not hold, we will most certainly come back down to the next support level, which is sitting in around 6.5 roughly. So this is a very important level to watch. The next thing that we got to look out for is, what is the next daily candle going to look like? If the next daily candle is above the close of today, that indicates a bullish sort of outlook, and the continuation of the momentum that we're seeing over here will very likely continue. If, however, we see a red candle close open below today's close, then we're very likely going to come back down. So it's really, really important now to understand that, as I keep reiterating, it's very important, guys, to be in the market with a 50-50 position. Should the market go in either direction, you're safe. I did make mention last week Friday, that if you weren't in the market, perhaps you should look at getting in with a very small percentage to climb up here. Obviously, we've broken this, and this is now new data that's come in, and so the market obviously evolves as the price changes, and so new data comes available. As it stands today, you should be in the market with a 50-50 chance, because the market may have well broken out through this wedge that we've been waiting for. Now, if I could pull back so you can see what I'm talking about, have a look there. So here's this wedge, massive wedge triangle that's been forming over the last few months, starting from the top over here, which was sitting at around $12,000, and came all the way down through, and we had those two support levels sitting over here, and this is basically our triangle. This is now the bottom of the triangle, and we have now broken out, which is a very, very bullish signal. I'm not saying that we have reversed just yet, but for me, I'm putting more weight on the side that we are in a reversal than simply definitely not a retracement, because obviously if it was a retracement, we would have stuck below this downtrend line. So for me, this is not a retracement. This is either a breakout for a market reversal, or preparation for a market reversal, or alternatively, it could just simply be manipulation. I feel that it's just way too coincidental for Tether to come out, to go bankrupt right at the end of this wedge. We've been watching this wedge for some time. I have been telling you guys that these margins have been getting tighter, and there will be a breakout at some point, and now we've seen that. So, I mean, while the media may have come out, with this whole Tether scandal, we would have expected a breakout at some point. Now, maybe it's a little premature. We were looking in and around the end of October to the beginning of November. So these were the points that we were looking at, but nonetheless, it happened just a week or two before. That being said, in conclusion, guys, wait for the next candle. If you are in at the moment, fine, fantastic. Have a 50-50 outlook on this based on the next candle. If we see a green candle tomorrow, then I would suggest maybe getting in with a 75-25 percentage split, so that you have that 25% to accumulate should the market come back down. Always have a little bit of firepower in your account to pick up some more coins when it comes back down. So your break average price has been lowered. And that's it. So, right. I just want to touch on two other things. We can see that the volume on this candle, was just massive, just huge. And the fact that our RSI came off the bottom, we still have not reached overbought zone. Even though we had this massive candle, we still have not reached that overbought zone. So there's still some room to go over there. Keep that in mind. And I just want to plot Fibonacci for you guys as well, just to show you how powerful this tool really is. If we look over here, right. So I made mention to one of the clients this morning that that we were very likely going to see 7,800. The reason for that is that 78.6 level over here at 7155 was broken. Generally, what that means is once we break that 78.6, and I have made mention of this in the past, is that it targets generally the 127.2, which happened to be $7,800, which touched bang on and retracted. And that's just to show how strong Fibonacci really is. I just want to now do the reverse. If I pull from this low to this high over here, in other words, where's our price going to get caught if it comes back down? So here we have the 6.8 level, which is currently where we're sitting at. We need to stay in and around this level. Should we break through this level over here, we will very likely see Bitcoin come down to 6,500. But this is obviously now the bearish viewpoint. So if we break the 6.8 level over here, we'll very likely see the 6.5, 6.7 level. And if that does not hold, we will very likely see this $5,800, because like we saw that 78.6 breaking, going to that 127.2 on the upside, we will very likely see the same thing coming back down. So if the 78.6 does not hold, we will very likely see that 127.20 once again at 5,800, which happens to sit perfectly in line with that major support, or our second major support line, which is my green line over here. And that's it. So if you guys have any other questions, pop it in the comment box. Let me know. I just want to also show you one other thing before I forget. The Crypto Fear and Greed Index is still sitting on 20. Last week it was sitting on 13, so it's moved up slightly. We're still in extreme fear, which presents a good or a great buying opportunity. We are not in the position to sell according to this index on alternative.me. And that indicates either for you to stay in the market or get into the market. Now, if you move over to the Coin Farm BitMEX margin longs and shorts, we can see that most of them are sitting on light buys, while on Bitflyer sitting, the load is sitting on a strong sell. So obviously we're sitting on a 3-to-1, so we'll go with the majority. If we have a look at the longs versus the shorts, we can see that the longs outweigh the shorts by 2.9%. And so most of the traders on BitMEX specifically believe that the market is going to run up rather than come back down. And that's that, guys. So if you have any other questions, like I said, pop it in the comment box. Let me know. If you guys want personal TA as well, please go on to Portfolio Crypto Consultancy, have a look under services, and you'll see we do personal TA videos that we deliver weekly. And that's that. You guys have a good week. Ciao.